Welcome back. We are covering number 1 of 20 tips to get you started with Microsoft OneNote for Mac. And if you haven't watched the other videos, I have a link in the description of the videos for you to go check out as you have time. I'd encourage you to start from the intro all the way down and just kind of work through these. And again, this is a great way. If you're a Power OneNote user, this video series is certainly not going to be for you. These are things that you already certainly know how to do, but maybe it's a great resource for you to direct somebody else to that doesn't use OneNote or doesn't know how, maybe has questions for you. This is a good starting point for them to kind of get them acclimated and ease them into using OneNote to help them be more productive in meetings that they either host or participate in. And before we get started with number 1, I'm just going to cover some shortcuts here in OneNote and just in Microsoft in general that people may not know about, but most people do who are been using these applications for a long time. But before we get started, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. If you're back multiple times, maybe it's time to just go ahead and subscribe and commit to the channel. Appreciate it. Click the thumbs up. Let me know that you appreciate the effort I'm putting into creating these for you. And then also click the alert button so you're notified of future content that is developed and created and pushed out to YouTube and other various media resources. So we're going to jump over to OneNote here. And again, last video we covered the last 2 videos we covered the adding a to-do button and then the starring something, an item. So these are again just shortcuts. We covered these as well. I gave you some bonus content last video. But again, if you click on these, if you go up to format for these tags, and there's a whole, so 2 things, right? There's a whole host of shortcuts in most Microsoft Office and most applications that you can use just with keyboard commands. And the more times you use it and do it, the more familiar you get with them, right? So I'm going to cover just a few of these things, and I'll cover the most important ones I think that you'll be using quite a bit if you're not using them already, and get you away from clicking away at the mouse and multiple steps there. But let's do this. If you look at the tags, most of them, if like the to-do, if you hit Command or the Apple button, plus the 1 button, that'll add the to-do. So I'm going to click off of this. I'm going to hold down the command button and then just click on the 1, and there you go. It's added, right? Now, I'm going to also give you another shortcut here that you'll use across Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote. It's called Command Z. So the Apple button and Command Z, and that's the undo button, right? So I'm going to hold down the command button and then I'm going to hit Z, and it'll just reverse what you did, right? And then another one that's helpful is if we're going to, click on these and just kind of stay here, I'm going to hit Command C. That copies the text that I just highlighted, right? So I'm going to do just kind of tab down a little bit and then carriage down, and then I'm going to hit Command V, okay? So Command C for copy, and then Command V is for paste, right? So that's another, they're all pretty much in that same row here, right? And then also if you hit Command X, that's a cut, and you can still paste whatever you cut as well. So there's Command Z, X, C, and V. All of them are right in a row, right next to the command button, and it would be Control, on PC. So anyway, Command Z is to undo, right? Command X is to cut, and Command C is to copy if you want to just keep the text there and don't want to cut it, and you can still paste both of them for cutting and then copying. And then Command V is for pasting, okay? So you can play around with this and you can see. And again, for the most part, all of these, action items that I talked about in here. So also another one, Command B, right? And Command I. There's you can see these headings here. You can and underline, right? Those are other ones that I use as well, right? So let me just highlight. I'm going to just highlight Inigo and Toya here. All right, we're going to hit Command B. So Apple button or Command and then B, and you see that it's bolded. All right. Then I'm going to hit Command, hold on the Command button, and then hit U while I have it held down, and it underlines it. Okay. And then I'm going to hit Command I, and it'll italicize it. Okay. So then you see all the different shortcuts here, but if you just start using them and making yourself go back and do it and force yourself to use it instead of defaulting to the drop-down menus, you're going to save a ton of times, and that's very helpful in meetings as well, right? If people are watching you take notes. So I'm going to hit Control Z, remove the italics, Control Z again, it'll remove the underline, and Control Z again, it'll remove the bold. So those are just a few basic shortcuts that I think will be helpful for you. And again, want to encourage you to really just kind of force yourself to start using those in any application, any Microsoft application. I think you'll be thankful that you did, and it'll just become second nature to you. So anyway, that's going to do it for this this video and this video series also. And the next series that we're going to cover is 25 driving tips that will help you become a better driver, or hopefully reduce the number of glares and maybe the bird flips that you get while driving. And I'm doing this series just because I just drove back from Florida and just saw so many things, you know, that I think that I just need to publish a series to help you become a better driver and become more courteous. So that's going to do it. Again, before we go, click the subscribe button, click the thumbs up, and click the alert button to be notified of future content. And we will talk to you at the next video.